There has recently been a big launch when it comes to Vechain, and I'm not joking, I'll show it on the screen. Did you know that very recently they actually launched VWorld AI? Now, I'll talk about this in today's video, but I first want to clarify, I'm not telling anyone to do anything. Nothing I say is financial advice, and this is just my personal opinion and perspective. Now, if we take a look at it, for instance, what is VWorld AI, right? Now, it's Vechain's new AI agent platform and marketplace, just to put it quite simply without overcomplicating it. Now, if we take a look at it, what happens when it comes to VWorld AI is the fact that it's actually powered by Agent Suite. People like to say, well, who cares about that? I've already talked about this in great detail in the past, but for the case of this video, or should I say for the sake of this video, I'm going to kind of break down Agent Suite a little bit and just to kind of give a quick recap, because when it comes to Agent Suite, there's three core components when it comes to this. There's Agent Forge, which is a no-code builder, and then there's Agent Market, which is the marketplace basically, and then there's Agent Trust, which is the blockchain trust layer on Vechain. Now, to simple it down even further, basically through Agent Suite, Vechain is going to be very focused when it comes to AI, and clearly when it comes to VWorld AI, which is powered by literally Agent Suite, it's going to give Vechain a bigger presence when it comes to the case of AI. It's going to further establish Vechain's role within that space when it comes to this space, of course. And then also on top of that, it's going to increase the reputation for Vechain in regard to AI, right? Because a lot of people seem to think that Vechain can't really do any sort of thing within that space, but it's showcasing that, hey, you know what? Despite being in 2026, despite the price not being the best when it comes to VET, which is Vechain's primary native token, despite Bitcoin being at around 60 grand, guess what? They just keep on building, they keep on thriving. And this is the mentality of Sunny Liu, who is the CEO of Vechain. This is how seriously he's taken this type of stuff, because sometimes we see a project out there and the sort of CEO or the founder or whatever, sometimes they just don't really care at all. But I like the enthusiasm, I like the passion, and I like the drive when it comes to Sunny Liu. That's the thing. I just find it quite impressive. And also on top of that, if I take a look at it, when it comes to VWorld AI, it's going to allow for some pretty impressive things, like letting individuals build, publish, or hire AI agents, which are powered by the blockchain trust layer on Vechain Thor. Basically, that's the way you take a look at it, to my understanding. What is Vechain Thor? Now, Vechain Thor is literally the Vechain Thor blockchain, right? People like to say, well, never heard of that. I mean, seriously? This video is about Vechain. But besides that point, if let's say someone is wondering, what is so cool about the Vechain Thor blockchain? Why is it so different than like Solana, for instance? Well, it's because the Vechain Thor blockchain, keep in mind, ever since 2018, allegedly zero network outages. Zero. Now, it may not be as popular as Solana. Solana is more popular than this. But at the same time, haven't we seen some historical network outages, allegedly, when it comes to Solana? That's just the way you take a look at it. I have personally. And when it comes to Vechain Thors, allegedly, ever since 2018, zero network outages. So in terms of reliability, it seems like it's there. Now, in terms of popularity, not really, but in terms of reliability, it seems quite there. So again, what it may lack in terms of popularity, it makes up for in reliability. That's the thing. And if anything, this could be pretty impressive just because a lot of these AI developers do care about reliability when it comes to, a place where they want to build on. So this could matter a lot. So when people like to say, well, Vechain can't handle, AI adoption or whatever, no, I disagree with that. I mean, there's the Vechain Thor blockchain. Now, granted, people like to revert to the fact that Vechain historically is very focused on supply chain management, so it's understandable why some people out there still seem to think that this is some boring project out there that has no sort of, I guess, incentive to do anything when it comes to AI. They're like, oh, they're focused on supply chain management. Yes, that's true, but they're also focused on AI as of right now, at least in a pretty massive way. And we're seeing that, as evidently seen very recently, VWorld AI becoming live, right? Also on top of that, what Agent Suite could be moving forward. Again, they're making moves. That's the thing. It's not like they're being lazy. And again, that showcases the mindset of Sunny Liu, who is literally the CEO of Vechain. Now, if you think about it as well, Vechain already has a partnership with the UFC. They already have a partnership with PowerSlap. We've seen historical partnerships when it comes to Vechain with PwC, or should I say PricewaterhouseCoopers, and also in the case of Deloitte. Keep in mind, PwC and Deloitte, they're two out of the big four accounting firms. So we got to let that sink in. That's pretty impressive. We've seen a historical partnership with BMW. When it comes to Vechain, we've already seen a partnership with H&M historically. So they're doing a lot of things. Now, some people may be thinking, well, why are you wearing a sling bag though? Like, why are you wearing a bag like that? Well, it's just for aesthetics, just to kind of change it up a little bit, to kind of change the scenery. Guess what though? When it comes to this brand, I just want to mention it for fun, just for variation. The brand is called Air, so it's AER. Take a look at it right there. It says AER. They have like a store, like a physical store in New York and as well as San Francisco. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not a part of their team or anything. I just like their products. I have like a lot. I have their backpack, which is back here. You can see it right here, right? I have the backpack right there. I have a lot of other stuff from Air, so yeah, I just felt like talking about it just for variation. But besides that point though, when it comes to Vechain, yeah, the price didn't really do much. So there's not much I can talk about there. I mean, if I even want to get into it, the market cap is still around 400 million. It really didn't do that much ever since my last video. There's not really much I can go off there, right? But at the same time, when I see Vechain making moves in regard to the space of AI, now that's what could really matter, I think, moving forward, because that's going to allow for Vechain to better receive that AI wave if it were to even come when it comes to this space. Because AI, it's already such a big narrative when it comes to stocks and all this. It hasn't really come into this space in such a massive way yet, just because, the market isn't doing the best in all this. But if it were to happen, and the keyword is if, Vechain is waiting right there because now it's focusing on AI. It's not waiting for later. It's focused on right now. So what it's going to do is that through moves that they're making as of right now in the case of AI and all this, it's going to better establish itself as this AI player when it comes to this space. So if that wave were to come, Vechain is kind of waiting right there. It's kind of like anticipating the wave as opposed to chasing it. Now, this video is not meant to, I guess, figure out whether or not Vechain is going to recover at this time or that time, or when it's going to recover. Again, this video is not meant for that. This video is more so meant for more of the long-term fans when it comes to Vechain, because at a time like this, not a lot of people really want to take a look at Vechain, let alone the updates and the news and stuff like that when it comes to Vechain. So I understand not a lot of people are going to care about this, but I still care about it, and I'm documenting my journey along the way anyways. And when I'm talking about the updates and the news when it comes to Vechain, it's more so geared towards those who are thinking about Vechain more so in a long-term sort of way. And again, I'll never be able to know when things would recover. I'll never be able to know the exact timing, but one thing I do know though is that Vechain, to me at least, I think has pretty hypothetically decent fundamentals, which is why I'm still waiting. I'm still holding. I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but that's just the way to take a look at it. And again, Vechain is so low, 12 times lower approximately than December 2024 in terms of market cap. It's quite low, which, I don't mind because I don't mind the dip, but I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I'm still hypothetically dollar cost averaging once a month, basically. That's it. But in the meantime, seeing how Vechain recently, basically launching VWorld AI, I think it's pretty impressive because, they still have the ongoing partnership with the UFC. So if the UFC has more events and stuff like this and we see Vechain there, it's only going to help, I think, Vechain's popularity. I'll be sure to make more updates though moving forward. I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I hope you all have a very wonderful day. It's been Lee the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.